Hi guys, and welcome to a new video. Well, in this video we'll be talking about different ideas to start securing your financial gains and probably even invest in a different way to secure some passive income or to keep your money away from inflation. Well, let's assume again that you successfully invested in crypto and you have some money lying around and you want to invest it in a different way. Well, we covered in the previous videos that you can invest it in real estate. You can go for Airbnb rentals, you can go for booking rental. You can just invest it in real estate and keep it there to keep its value. But today I just want to talk about two different ideas. Number one, classic cars. Yes, classic cars, vintage cars around 50s and 60s. That can be a very good option if you have some serious money lying around, probably $500,000 or so. I'm talking US dollars, of course. I know that's a steep amount, but eventually these cars appreciate in value. They will hold their value. And of course, if it's in a good condition, if it has been owned by a celebrity, then that can be a very good investment for you, of course, and it will keep value and people will actually run after you to catch such a car, and you can make some tremendous amount of income or return on your investment with this kind of thing. Me personally, I've been looking for an old Rolls-Royce and also an old Ford Mustang. So far I haven't been successful in finding one, but these are my best picks for cars. But in general, classic cars or vintage cars can be a very good option for you if you're into cars, if you like cars, if you understand what you're doing. Then probably you can invest some good amount of money into buying a classic car and leaving it there. Of course, you have to sort out all the logistics. You need a garage, you need to sort out all the paper forms, and of course you need to register it if you want to drive it around in a historical license plate, so you can make advantage of all the governmental advantages that they give you if you own a classic car. But you need to preserve it, of course, and keep it in check, keep it in perfect condition, because whenever you want to resell it again, it has to be in a perfect condition in order for you to gain your money back plus some return on your investment. The second thing is watches. Watches here, it's a bit controversial. I do like watches. I do own a lot of watches, and I do believe that watches can form a very good form of investment, but you have to trade it with a little bit of care here, because if you have been following watches for a while, you know that the prices of watches, luxury watches, of course, it has been on a decline for quite some time now. We're talking about a year or two. So things in the watch market are not really stable at the moment. But in general, in a wider picture, when you zoom out of the chart, you will find that watches are just increasing in price and increasing in value. Rolex had a dip, a little bit of a dip last couple of years or so, but currently we're talking about a comeback, and potentially it can have some pump in the near future, and it can even hold more and more value. The thing is, if you can get a Rolex or a luxury watch retail price and then hold it for a bit and then probably sell it on the gray market or second hand. This will usually get you at least 20% overpriced for your investment. That can be a very good form of investment. So let's say you bought some Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever, and you invested, the bull market started, you got some good profit, and you want to secure, let's say, 100k. You buy yourself a Daytona, you buy yourself a day date. You can just pick whatever you want, to Patek Philippe Nautilus 5711. It's completely up to you. You can pick a good watch and leave it there for a while. First of all, you can wear it. Second of all, you can use it. Third of all, it's a good investment, but you also have to be careful with it. Careful in terms of, if you're living in London, you know the story. You have to be very careful because it can be stolen from you. You can get actually harmed if you're wearing a luxury watch in London. But in major cities around the world, hopefully the situation is not really that bad. And also you need to be careful with the wear and tear of the watch, and you need to keep it in check. You need to service it, and you need to keep all the papers and all paperwork in a safe place as well. But generally, watches can be a very good form of keeping value and holding the value of your investment. But of course, you will need to sort out also logistics of the watch. You need to buy it from a reputable source if it's not from an AD or a dealership, and you will need to make sure that everything is in check and the quality is top notch, of course. because the fake or the cloning of luxury watches is just booming right now, and many people I personally know, I was just that close to buy a watch, and at the end I discovered that it was a counterfeit. The movement was a counterfeit, but the body and the casing was an authentic. So it can be very easy to deceive you and to make you believe that this watch that you're buying is an authentic watch. So you need to keep that in check and keep that in mind, because unfortunately it's the reality here, and the situation can be quite tricky. So in general, watches and cars, these are consumer goods. These are usually considered a source of losing your money, but you can turn it around and make it be and let it be a form of investment and form of holding your money. So if you want, you can start searching for a good car, you can start searching for a classic car, and you can also start searching for the price prediction for that car. Let's say a Ford Mustang, if you buy an older model, vintage one, in a very good shape, in a very good condition, you can search for yourself how much would it cost you, and how much would it cost to register it, and all the fees related to that, and whether we have the place to store it safely and the garage to keep it in place, and then you can go ahead and go for that. I know it's a bit risky, these kind of investments, but at the end probably they will have more return of investment rather than real estate. Sometimes real estate are the safest option. Safest option doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, but it's safe. The safe option here would mean that it will slowly increase in price, probably 2 to 3% per year, sometimes even more. But I would say these cars, if there is a hype around, if the market is just so the market is not saturated with these cars, so if the market there is a high demand on these cars in the market, then probably you can see probably 20-30% increase in price. And some people I know personally, they got some cars, they were owned by celebrities and they didn't know at that point. And because these cars were owned by celebrities and they have been known or identified, these cars are just skyrocketing right now. Some of them are selling for over $1 million per car. So you can potentially have a very good deal with vintage cars and classic cars. But you have to be first loving cars and of course make your own due diligence. In terms of watches, you just need to be careful that you're not buying a counterfeit. You need to buy it from a reputable source, and if you can, you can of course buy it from a dealership. That's the safest way to buy it at all, and of course that will also give you the most advantage and the most profit, because eventually it will be way cheaper than the gray market. The gray market is usually higher than the dealership because the market is so much in demand and there is not much watches to cover all of that. So you would need to trade that with a little bit of care, and of course you need to know what you're doing, but eventually it will be a very good form of investment. Of course it's risky, but fuck it, no risk, no fun. You need to take the risk, and that's it. I'll be updating you whenever I find myself a watch and the car I'm looking for, and of course see you next video. Bye bye.